Theonemonaa, TNA Bound for Glory here in Detroit. And for the first time since 2015, the tag team belts will be suspended above the ring. And I have the honor of sitting with the Hardy Boyz, Matt, Jeff. How are you guys today?
Good. Doing very well.
Very well.
Finally, they're back to doing it the right way.
You see that? I know. I like it. I'm actually very excited because you guys mentioned that this is one for the books. It is last of its kind. Can you guys elaborate on what that means?
Yeah, well, there's a huge surprise overall with the feel and the vibe of this Full Metal Mayhem match because this Bound for Glory, it's going to be obvious and very abstractly creative that Jeff Hardy had a big input on the way this match looks.
We like to call it Full Metal Mayhem Reimagined.
Reimagined, yeah. I believe like if I open up the dictionary and I look at the word ladder, it's like your pictures should be right there because of the creativity you guys put together in these matches. Where would you say, or how would you say your love for jumping off of high places came from?
It definitely, when Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, and Razor Ramon had a ladder match many moons ago, and we saw that match as teenagers, and we started emulating what they did in the ring on our trampoline, and time would pass, and we started doing that in real wrestling rings, and that really is our claim to fame when it comes to our careers. That first ever tag team ladder match really changed our careers for the better, extremely.
And I think we realized we had 4 competitors in that match with myself, Jeff, Edge, and Christian that could almost play the Shawn Michaels role. We could take crazy falls, could do crazy moves. You know, we really thought we could up the ante when it came to ladder matches and do something very special. And it's crazy how iconic that became. And that is what kicked off the whole TLC genre in general, you know, and then like the TLC matches became so revered and so famous, and for us to be doing, we're 33 years into this, to be doing a Full Metal Mayhem / TLC match against a real young team in ABC, and also the Dastardly System with Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, both very talented guys. This is cool, you know. We're just saying if this happens to be our last Full Metal Mayhem, we are going to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
I'm going to look back at those TLC matches and to know that we were the humans, but the objects, we were also the objects. Like we were the ladders, the Dudleys were the tables, and Edge and Christian were the chairs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. You know, that was my childhood actually growing up, is watching everybody that you listed, you guys, yourself. Was there a moment, you said up the ante, so was there a moment where you jumped off of something really high, whether it's a ladder or probably a lot in the lobby or something that I've seen in the past from you both, where you actually landed, crowd is going crazy, and then in your mind you're like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? Any moment, any time that you can recall from your career that moment happened?
When myself and Bubba got pushed off a 15-foot tall ladder, and we went over the top rope and crashed through 4 tables on the ground. It was the impact was just so devastating. It's hard to explain. And after we hit and we go through there, and I'm laying there like, why did this just happen? Why did I allow this to happen to me? You know, like, this is insane. Like, what am I thinking? Do I have a death wish?
And the two big ones for me was naturally the spear out of the air when I was hanging where the belts were, and Edge speared me out of midair. I had the bright red hair, and that mat. It's kind of been immortalized now in wrestling. And then the other one was, we were in Raleigh, I believe, and me and Devon were left hanging up there. So we were both kind of fighting, trying to get the titles down. And it was that's something I'd always dreamt of doing, and we brought it into reality. And those were 2 huge moments for me.
That's amazing. Now, like you said, you've been in this industry for decades, and it's amazing to watch you guys evolve. How do you guys find yourselves, or how do you reinvent yourself to continue to pull in generation after generation? Because you're always, at the end of the day, every time somebody puts the Hardy Boyz, no matter what age group, you know they're gonna watch.
It's interesting. I mean, I feel like pro wrestling is so different from like acting. You know, if you're acting and say you're in a show and it goes for 7 seasons / 7 years, you know, you play a character, but then it wraps up, and then you play another character, and it's different, and you can be fresh and new and reinvented. I almost feel like pro wrestling is like that. You can be this character, but after so many years, when the crowd gets a little stale of you, or you seem like you're doing the same character or the same things over and over, you have to change it up, switch a little bit, whatever it may be. And like for me, doing throughout my career, you know, obviously Matt Hardy wouldn't have the Hardy Boyz. That was Matt Hardy version 1, the Cincinnati Manitou, this over-the-top delusional guy who thought he was the best thing since sliced bread, you know. And I changed things throughout a little bit. I did Broken My Hearty, which was really fun. That's the most fun year I ever had in my career. It's really important to understand when it's time to give the crowd something new and reinvent yourself. You'll always be seen as Matt Hardy or as the performer that you are, but you have to put a different spin on it.
Yeah.
My second run in TNA is when I really took the face paint to the next level, when I started painting eyes on my eyelids.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, okay, this is my thing. Steve Austin has his middle fingers and beers. I have this face paint gig, you know. And thank
It
you
scared some children at one point.
Oh, for sure, yeah, it freaks a lot of children out.
It scares me.
Yeah, I still hear it all the time. Oh my God, it freaks me out. But I've always been able to kind of evolve with doing something new, and I feel like I've raised the bar so high. Like, what do I do next? But ideas pop in from time to time, and I'm like, I'm gonna go for that tonight. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
So you talk about popping in. Now, the iconic entrance, you guys, it's so unique. Actually, it's very different than what I've seen since wrestling has started. You decided to show up when Matt was getting beat up, and for some reason, you just needed to make sure you did the dance. You went and helped him. The entrance with the face paint, the outfits, the lights. How did you guys choreograph that when you guys started?
It was kind of a work in progress. We just kind of felt it as time went on, and we never really specifically choreographed anything. We just kind of felt things out, and I think once we said like, oh well, this works good to stop here. If we both stop and do our guns, hand signs, V1 simultaneously, you know, whatever it may be, and then once Jeff implemented the juke into the act, it was so good. People love that. They love doing it. They'll come up to him and signings. Oh, please, can I do a juke with you just for a couple seconds?
Yeah.
But it really is. It's so iconic, and the music is super iconic too. It's cool because that music is music that can be licensed, so that's how it has been able to travel with us to different companies, and that's something that's really special too.
Yeah.
I still practice it from time to time, like at a meet and greet or appearance. If we were like walking out to an area to sign and take photos, I'll try to do the run and the jig.
You still try it no matter what. So it's not perfected yet. Is that what you're telling me?
I haven't given up on it.
You haven't given. Actually, I don't think you ever should. It's so iconic. It's so unique. You won't find people like that. Now, you guys as characters obviously have children. Do any of them say, "Hey, Dad, like I want to just climb something high and jump off of it? Because if you do it, why can't I?" Any one of your kids ever bring that?
My boys do. They're all crazy, especially the three oldest are boys, and they go, "Oh, we're like Hardy Boys, like you and Tio." You know, that's what they call my brother. And they're relentless. They're always wanting to jump off something. Like my 4-year-old will climb to the top rope and jump off and do a leg drop without a pad.
Yeah.
Just no. He's like, all right, Dad can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, and just no selling. It's like, bro.
And my daughters.
That will hurt.
My daughters really have no interest in pro wrestling, not that much, and they're just like, why are you still doing that?
But do they have like, they say they're like the Hardy Boys, but is that what they would use if they were like in the wrestling entertainment? Like, hey, I'm just gonna take over my dad and my brother.
Yeah.
So that's it. They have no other unique. They just want to carry on the Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys Gen 2.
And yes, see, we'd love that. It continues. Your legacy will always live on forever, but at least there's an extended version that may come after.
Yeah.
And we spoke a little bit about. I heard something about a little bit of when your time retirement. And you would have to tell me what would be next for the Hardy Boys if retirement was to come.
For me, I'm really working hard. I've been involved with music since 2010. I put out my first album with my band out of Ohio, and I got 4 different musical projects going on. And something's really I've written so much in the last 6 months, and I'm starting to kind of learn about range and tone and where I can and can't go. So I'm really working hard on that to find my zone, that's gonna be good for me to stay in with the music. And I've been doing at least 1 acoustic show a month, so still.
I mean, we have a concert this weekend.
Yeah, we
You
got
and
that.
Joe
So
had
who knows what's gonna happen?
A concert, see?
For
So you get to
sure.
expand on that. So music. How about you, Matt?
That is going to be on Sunday. Sunday's going to be an incredible show. On top of that concert, if we win the titles, which we're hoping, fingers crossed. If we win those titles, we're going to have a big celebration because we'd be the only team to hold major world tag team titles over the course of 4 decades. We were champions in the 90s, we were champions in the 2000s, we were champions in the 2010s, and now this would mark as being champions in the 2020s, which is very cool. I think I'm a lifer when it comes to pro wrestling. I'll end up working, behind the scenes as a producer, as an agent or a rider or something integrated.
Yeah. So it just continues. It doesn't even stop. Not like, hey, I'm just gonna spend it home. I'm gonna find a whole another genre. To go. I love that. That's amazing. Now
I'll drive my boys. I'll drive Hardy Boys Gen 2 around.
Yeah.
I'll drive them to the towns.
You'll be like the bus driver, you know, like so that they can go from place to place. And well, then I like that. Now, as brothers, obviously I have siblings. You guys argue all the time. Has there ever been a point in your guys' career where you guys actually just butt heads, say, I don't want to do this anymore, but then like on TV, us fans never saw that side of the Hardy Boys. You guys ever have a moment like that before that we probably never knew as fans?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Oh, he wants you to take this one.
Yeah, there was one moment we were doing an early media day and we got into a little altercation and I said, me and you, this it's over. I was upset.
We had a long night. We hadn't slept.
What did you say to him?
We was angry.
You didn't say nothing?
I was reprimanding him for being out too late. And just like you didn't sleep enough, and we're being professional.
So there you go. Just didn't get enough sleep.
Then I went for a little walk outside, and the sun was coming up, and I got myself together and zoned in and focused. And said, okay, I'm coming now.
What is so funny though? After he said that, we ended up stopping on this media tour we were doing at a McDonald's, and we got a couple breakfast sandwiches. We said, "Man, I'm so sorry about that." And we were like very apologetic to one another.
Well, listen, that's amazing. That's so funny. I always wondered that. But listen, this is a historic moment. So if people can't make it to Detroit for the first time ever, TNA being here, you guys have to tune in this weekend because we're rooting for you guys to win and make history. So I'm hoping all the fans tune in this weekend. I'm definitely going to be ringside rooting for you guys. And I can't wait to see how it all unfolds this weekend. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.